We'd like for you to feel it, because if it doesn't feel right to you, then it is not your truth. That's how you come into knowledge. We would like to invite you to read or to listen to something, and we would like for you to become aware of how you feel about those words that you hear or that you read. If you get nothing from it at all, we would tell you to take that one step further and see if you have a block or obstacle. If you're not sure, that is a good starting point for you, is to start by figuring out how come you did not sense or feel anything one way or another. You may discover that it has nothing to do with you at all, but you may also discover that you have a block or an obstacle that you were not aware of that's in place within your being. So we would suggest to you, as you listen to these words and words of others, and as you read books, to make it a point to be aware. Because the awareness is what brings preparedness, which brings us to the knowledge of knowing what your truth is. For only you have the key to your own truth. As time goes on, we will expound on this in great depth about why it is that many of us do not feel the same way about any given material. We will discover what that means in the times ahead. Today we will continue our conversation on the term awareness. Having awareness means taking responsibility. Having awareness means to do a healing. It means healing in general, and we shall be speaking of that more fully in a moment. We also spoke to you last time of help and assistance with becoming even more deeply aware. And today we shall also speak to you more in depth on that. We will begin with the responsibility of awareness. There are still many of you that we shall term light workers that have the awareness of the change, of the ascension, of the vibrational shifts that are upon us, and strengthening even more as the times ahead quickly move forward towards us. We would tell you now is not the time for you to sit back and do nothing. Now is the time for you to stand up and to share what you know. Many of you think you do not know enough to communicate with others. And we say to you, oh, but you do. You must. You must communicate. And we understand not all will be in agreement. That is not what matters. What matters is that you begin the process of doing, of taking responsibility for your knowingness by sharing. For we are in the process of creating a grand new world, and we cannot do that by being hesitant. The responsibility lies upon you each as individuals. We spoke to you last time of how to create some of the awareness on a deeper level. We spoke to you of much help and assistance. So we will begin by advising those of you who have not or do not meditate to make this a daily ritual, a daily practice. Every single day, learn to become attuned with the energy ship around you. It can be as simple as feeling the change with weather patterns as they enter into your geographic area. Understanding when barometric pressures change, when fronts move in and move out, the feeling of rain before it gets here. Let your body become physically and consciously aware of those changes. Feeling the grass underneath your feet is being aware, but a deeper level of awareness would be to understand and to feel and sense the grass alive under your feet and its root system as it is routed into Mother Earth. To walk to a tree and hear its story clearly and succinctly. That is a deeper level of awareness. You may get there by deep level meditation. Then we will go to the next aspect of this, which is our healing aspect. This is all part of the awareness. When we say healing, we do not envision you as broken or needing to be fixed. We envision it as you becoming more than what you are. Living in this third dimensional reality as a human being has wore heavily on many of you who are listening. Its trials, its tribulations, all of those socio-political, environmentally programmed issues, challenges, negativities that have been with you since you incarnated here on this earth plane. They still are there. There will be no room for those kind of restrictions as we continue with these earth changes and beyond 2012. So when we speak to you of healing, we use it as a general term to let go of those things, of those programs, of your environment, of what you think is truth. Stand in neutrality. Let go of the programming. When you do, your world will become clearer. You will see things very differently, from very different perspectives. It will be much clearer, less cluttered, and it will resonate with you. For once you do this work, you will be better prepared going into and beyond 2012. So, as a general recap for today's visit with you, awareness, taking responsibility, getting the help and assistance for deep meditation daily in your ritual, and do the healing work on yourself and on others by letting go of that which has been restrictive for each and every one of you. Get up now and take responsibility. For we need you, you need each other. We are all as one. Until we meet again. Welcome. We are the Elohim. Today we will talk to you of integrity, truth, and responsibility. Integrity is a word to describe an individual's character as how they operate not only with themselves but with others in the workplace, their family, their friends. We would say to each and every one of you who are listening to this to check where you stand on integrity. Are you operating out of integrity, or are you looking for a return on your action? Or if you are looking for a return, a benefit, a pleasure on an action or a deed, then you are not in integrity. When we speak to you of truth, truth is an objective and can be a subjective term to each of you who are listening to this. If you have a knowing, which is not the same as belief or faith, but if you have a true knowing of who you are and what your purpose is, and you do not sway from that, even amidst opposition, dissension, or even those who do not think in the same way that you do, and you stand within that moment, that means you are standing in your truth. Standing in truth and integrity is the job of each and every one of you in the times forthcoming. Or as the times get more chaotic, more confusing, more violent, more upsetting, there will be many who will tell you what the truth is. They are not in integrity, or they have an agenda, which in some cases can be fear, and in other cases can be very cold, manipulative, and deceptive by purpose. There comes a responsibility that each and every one of you must take to yourself, and that is to check if you are in integrity. Check if you are standing in your truth, and let it sway you not. Others' opinions, actions that they may take upon you, whether it be physical or verbal. But when the time comes, you must be in your place of knowing, which is your truth, and stand in the integrity. We thank you. Welcome. We are the Elohim, and today we will speak to you of fear and of love. These are the two most primordial emotions that a human carries within them. Fear is a term that has been misconstrued. Love is a term that is misunderstood. When a person speaks of the term fear, most generally speaking, they think of something which frightens them, scares them, causing the adrenaline to flow.